to meet you. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you
It's a very visceral, very energetic film by any stretch of the imagination. What was it like being on the set of this? Because it seems that you all had a great time, but also you knew you were a part of something that was quite important and quite different.
Yeah, it was incredible working the show. I mean, it felt like a lot of pressure, considering it's such an important story in Australian history, and in some way we sort of kind of shit all over it in good taste, but in some way we did, and so it was playing a character that was actually real and again quite important in Australian culture. It was quite strange doing something like that, but I mean we had a lot to because it's already happened, we had a lot to think about, and we got to study the characters a lot and go very in depth, and just really we were just surrounded by the being out in the bush and being amongst everyone. It was very much we felt very much like our parts, and we sort of turned into them and somewhat went pretty feral out there.
Yeah, I was going to say it does feel pretty feral and very raw, and I imagine that doing all that stuff and doing the rehearsals, George was saying you did some rehearsals, all that kind of stuff, that must have added to the kind of the juice that you would have to take onto the set to bring it to life.
Yeah, we sort of had to just kind of relive we worked a lot on the characters from the month before, and we started a band all together to bond in a way, and it worked tremendously, and so it sort of got us really close, and then we'd have to sort of relive these moments that we rehearsed in the pre-production. So it was relatively easy to kind of snap back into that. But I mean, most of the time we went a bit crazy out there. I don't think I came back the same person.
I can imagine it is one of those experiences where you go in thinking one thing and you come out completely different. Do you think that was the same for everybody, and will you miss those experiences? Do you think you'll be able to replicate them again in your career?
I don't think I'll ever be able to replicate them. That was another part of me over there, but it was sort of like I sort of left a little part of me over there, and I will very much go back and retrieve it.
Yeah. And also, I mean, in terms of history, I mean, this is kind of a loose reinterpretation in many ways.
Absolutely.
What are you hoping it brings to audiences? Because you could say it's a history lesson in some way, and also it's kind of not. But I mean, are you hoping that they just go in and maybe learn something, or want to learn a lot more after seeing the film?
Yeah, I think it definitely, makes you want to sort of learn about the history of it, whether it's not necessarily as true as it really would have been. I don't think that really matters, and whether the fact or fiction is more important, that's up for them to decide.
Yeah. And just as a final question then, what's next for you? Have you got your next project or projects lined up?
So I've got a show called Domina coming out, and then and a TV show based on the Alex Rider books. So those two should be coming out at some point.
They were quite big, young adult kind of stuff.
Yeah,
big deal.
When I was a kid, that's all I read, so very excited.
Very exciting. Lovely to see you. Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey,